It is 9. Okay, let's do it.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter. Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide.
See, like, they're doing so well at hiding all this
other
stuff.
stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy. Which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been
Okay, so it's not coming out then.
So it won't be available right away.
Okay.
Please understand that
So it's not
take
just
little
a
time.
drop.
I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really? So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information.
Let's tell you a little giddy. I'm so excited.
However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings. We've prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly.
Okay.
Now, let's do this.
Okay. Oh, they actually did 3 houses.
The time has finally come.
I'm amazed.
To unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies.
I mean, they actually did 3 houses. I just figured all of these were going to be third party. So interesting, the last one is actually
What were you thinking?
a first party
Charging
Nintendo
right
thing.
into an enemy's trap. As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die? I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet, there is no other choice. You must join Smash.
What? No other choice. You must join Smash. Like,
Join
what?
Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
Join Smash
So
House.
Joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Okay. That's pretty fun. And they guess in the star in the background. That's a cool touch. What in the world? How does that work?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there?
What?
And you wield the sword as well? What
That's
will you
pretty
do?
funny.
So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
So the weapons
How
they
is
get.
this?
Oh, so Byleth can use their weapons? What?
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach. Use Amir's overwhelming power.
So it's finally a Fire Emblem character that uses an axe. Okay.
Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
That reminds me of Hatchet Man.
Along with the sword of the creator. Each weapon matches a direction.
Oh, so you can actually just swap weapons. Is that how they're doing it, or maybe not?
Your will and mine be now as one.
That might just be the special moves on each.
To you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the
they had a lot of time to set up like a lot of discussions, not discussions, voiceovers for like that trailer. That's more than I would imagine. That's pretty fun.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Guess what I just
This
got
release is
recently.
planned for January 28th.
28th,
You'll have
okay.
instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be
it
available
for
for purchase
Christmas.
individually.
So,
In
if
case
you're
you're not
playing this
familiar with
soon
Fire
enough-
Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. You could say it was a pioneer
I'm a
in the
honestly,
genre of
I am a
tactical
little
role-playing
surprised
games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly
because this is the last one.
well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board
But
game.
I mean, the whole fighter
other
pass
words,
as a
a
package
game
has
in
been
which you
really
advance
good.
units
It
across
just
the
surprised me
board
that
in
they
battle.
did last one is Fire Emblem over saving
When
one
we
of the
talk
third
about
parties to
tactical
last.
games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you
How many
could
Fire Emblem
manage
characters do we
tanks,
need? You have to
aircraft, and
realize
so
Fire
on.
Emblem is one of
But
Nintendo's
Fire
most
Emblem was
popular
unique
series,
because
period.
Each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games. Something made it stand
So,
out
like,
from other Nintendo products.
Whenever a new Fire Emblem shows up, you will probably
Characters
get
were
another Fire
permanently
Emblem character.
That's pretty direct language, though. So perhaps
Yeah,
we
it's
should
weird
just
as
say
the
they're
fifth
sleeping
fighter.
with the
I agree
fishes.
with that. Like, I
But
if this
really,
wasn't the
character film
last
battle,
one,
you'd
after
lose
everything that
unit,
happened before,
they'd
it's
be
kind of
gone, and
weird.
You couldn't use them again.
But we know we're getting more DLC, so
Recent entries in the
It's what it
series
is.
maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow
yeah,
strategic
Fire Emblem is
withdrawals, so to
represented,
speak.
but
In the older games, your units would really be gone.
Three Houses
never
has
to be
not been
mentioned again.
represented. So this is what they're
Scary.
doing. Is adding in Three
The
Houses.
game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios.
I thought, like, honestly, I thought Byleth was getting in the
Several
next
characters also
DLCs.
appear in
Like,
the Super
next
Smash
set of
Bros.
DLC they're
series.
doing.
6 of the 7 can use a counterattack.
Didn't think
It's
this
their
one.
down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed
Okay.
an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
That's pretty cool. Well, actually, when I'm picking
I did
characters,
the same this time, but
when
with
he's
there being
picking
3 houses
characters,
and multiple endings,
he
it was
like
really
looks
hard
through to
look
try
feel
and
for it.
find who he wants to
And
even
of
let him
course,
play
there
early.
weren't any walkthroughs I could reference. Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's
2
release.
months.
Right now, it's actually November.
Goodness.
Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
Yeah, I think he uses some of the. He uses 2 controllers to play. I think 2 controllers to mess with camera and things like that.
So this is our new fighter,
it skipped.
Byleth.
So drummer, one thing I would say is that remix you're doing becomes 1,000
Sadly,
times
they're
more
lacking in
relevant.
mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for
Hey Zero, you'll be
Throws
right.
are not
You'll be
their
right
strong
at
point
home.
Either. Their grab lacks range, but actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the
Okay.
hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator.
So every upward
The
input
Sword of the
uses
Creator
the
here is
sword.
Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves.
I like the pose though.
For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time.
So it's very active. That's
The
actually really
up
good. It
special
could
move
catch
is
like air
really
dodges.
something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this. It was
That's a
pretty
spike.
terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
Yeah, that is a spike. And he can do it more than
awful
once.
things like this.
Okay. This
That
character is
said,
gonna be
you'll launch
annoying.
opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
That's good too. So you can't just like
Exceed
do
that
it at low
percentage,
percent.
and
You
need
gotta
to be careful. You may find it helpful to
gotta play
mid-air.
around it. And it's a
I've already
tether
shown
up B
this,
again.
but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach.
I like
so.
the way they did this. So based on the way you actually press buttons is what you
Marth's
get.
air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it.
Slightly slower though.
Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
Stronger when it goes up. Okay.
And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful. The shaft part is weaker,
Makes sense.
so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far.
It is a
why,
lance,
as
so it
rule,
makes sense.
You want to hit with the blade part aimed upward. Or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing
I like
the
it's
lance like
actually a
this.
Fire Emblem character
But
that
again,
has the
it's
entire
excellent
weapon
for
triangle.
For example,
Except
even when
magic.
your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit. Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this.
Okay, no, I think they said that they
But
did a
as you'd
little wrong.
expect,
I think you just do a.
easily shielded, so be careful.
I think you do a smash input, or is that just literally forward smash?
Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is
And
strong.
that's a spike. That is a
You can try
hell
for
of a
meter
wind
effect
up.
with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
okay.
which allows you to withstand an attack.
So it's like
Just so you know,
Ganon's.
if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this. It's a bit
That's a
slower
lot
than
of
the
super
Falcon
armor.
Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed. Another notable aspect is that
Also, yeah, with the
it
stage
passes
things?
platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this
Okay.
to reach a lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
I was saying, like, I kind of
Also,
don't
you
mind
can
when we get
turn
banned
around during
stages
the
because we get the
The swing takes a while.
Omega and
So if an
Battlefield State
opponent
versions
runs behind
anyway,
you
so we'll
during
get
the move,
options.
You can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against
That
a
hit
group of
behind him.
opponents. Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little.
So it's a shockwave
It's as if
effect.
the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters.
Oh, he
It
died from
that
zero.
much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
Like he's teaching the players.
Next, we have
The
the
Sakurai
neutral moves.
LP.
The bow you use is called Fail Not, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, I
It
only
only
know
appears
this
in a few
name from
neutral moves. You've
somebody.
got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move
A
of
spinning
Pix and
nair.
other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it.
Okay, spinning there. It's already
With the
starting
neutral
well.
special, you'll let loose an arrow.
And
Seems pretty
projectiles.
straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow.
Oh, I can't.
First, the biggest difference
can't
between
counter
this
it.
bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow
Unless I
travels
didn't
at high
actually.
speed.
Unless that
It's
failed.
also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can also change direction while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like
What was that?
You can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using
Nah,
this move.
Noble Knights don't have. Noble Knights
For
have
once,
swords.
when
They
you've
don't have
powered
fail
up the
not.
move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of
All
it.
the Noble Knight stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh
Not
is
even
all
with the shield
swords.
button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
That did 40%.
Once you've entered the stance, you
That
won't
did
be able to do anything,
40%.
which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents.
That
So
did
you need to
30%
think
without being
carefully when using
reflected.
this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version. As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
There's not two equipped. There's only one equipped. The other one's a tuner.
Now, let's talk about
Actually,
the
there's
color
three women.
variation.
One's equipped, one's a
It's
tuner,
set
one's
up
a
so
hand
that the
trap.
default
There's also
and
Joan,
odd-numbered
but
color
like
variations are
she doesn't
male,
really fit.
while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house leaders.
That's actually
Those
that
of you
look
who
that's
played
really
the original
cool.
game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier.
That almost makes me think of Tiki.
And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game.
Okay, that's
story.
cool. They even put this in.
Didn't we see this variation in the final smash? Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery. This is how
What's in your
Garreg
thing?
Mach
Like, should I try and
Monastery
do
was laid
Fire
out in the
Emblem
original
before
game.
this comes out?
From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall,
We have 12 days. So I gotta finish Xenoblade.
and cathedral,
Nice.
all in one stage. It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye.
Yeah, I'm very surprised they ended with Fire Emblem, but Byleth looks good. Like,
there are vendors on either side.
this looks like a very cool
In
character.
the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see.
That's also pretty cool.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people will buy their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
Very Castle Siege life, but now it covers the
you'll
entire
crash
stage,
back
so you
down.
don't fall
You've
out.
broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building. And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire. And as such, they embrace their military might.
Yeah, like when it was just
Edelgard is
announced
one of the
Byleth, it did,
characters
I admit,
central to the
it
conflict.
did feel a little underwhelming, but seeing him
Depending on the
play,
path you take, she'll go through
he
some
looks really cool.
terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down. However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go, I made it. And you can knock it down. Also, you can break this table. Like so.
it's kind of cool. So much stuff
Just
that
like the
actually
sign
gets
that reads
destructible
Furin
in this
Kaza in
stage.
the Shizaku Castle stage. It can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
A Pegasus Knight as well.
It's similar to the bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because
Yeah,
it's
when
an
I do play the
alliance of
game,
many
I'm
noble
doing,
families, you could say that they have a
Golden
wide
Deer
assortment
route
of members.
first.
And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also say it's a place where the
That
fail knot
move
really shines, and in
Feels
this
like it's
sense,
going to
I
be
think it suits the Golden
not
Deer
insane, but like 30%. Like, if he starts charging that, you need to be ready because you could just get deleted.
The last area is the cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
So something
This is a
happens
simple
with them,
area of
obviously.
stage.
So
All it has are
I
these
shall see it
platforms.
later.
Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
So in 8 minutes, you see all of them.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker!
So he's gonna just run them all
And
off.
hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
Imagine having to do
Now,
this
I think you know what I'm
translation.
doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor gear. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Shenanigans.
Not bad DI. Okay.
I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got him.
There's
That's
nowhere to
scary.
go. I would just
He's
throw it.
invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch. He perfect shielded that, huh?
Perfect shield in the spot
Good
dodge.
one.
That is truly an ultimate player.
If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
Mother
Good.
brain.
There's Mom. You're in a good spot, Mom.
Mother brain
I
Mom
shouldn't have
seems
taken
weird.
that. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't
Did that
matter
just
if
reflect
Gardevoir's
her
there or not.
projectile? That was weird. It
I
shouldn't,
feel like
because
the enemy
Gardevoir
might
should
get
only
this
hit
match.
the opponent. Oh,
See?
I thought he
They
was
got
dead.
But I mustn't give up. I can't waste this chance.
That shield broke. Oh no.
There's another smash ball. Yes, got it. Now, what are you charging up for?
Oh no.
There's still more. Whack. Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him. I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
I was trying to have fun. More important that I won though.
It can be
That's
fun
fine.
to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself.
But online
The end.
Sakurai. Like the end. I was like, what?
Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages.
This is a cool
There are
thing
already
with
a lot
future
of Fire Emblem
DLC
tracks in the
characters.
game. Our
just
selection
get more
this time has
songs.
been made taking those existing tracks into consideration.
11 tracks,
11
okay.
songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board. It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history.
That's a cool idea.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
Something pretty amusing happens.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Alright. What are we getting? You can never tell. We got Sans before. What? What? They can't, okay, they can't even say Assassin's Creed, they just said Altair. What in the world? Well, I gotta use that. I gotta use that. Okay, screw the rabbits, right? I gotta get that Altair one. That might be the new sword fighter. Yeah, I don't really like rabbits. Mega Man X, they brought back X. Yeah. Probably have bring is Zero in the game as a Mii Fighter costume? I don't remember. Battle Network. So this is actually new. Unless I'm pretty sure EXE was not in Smash 4. Bruh. Is a Cuphead Mii fighter? They are just doing whatever they want. Includes a music track. Mii Gunner Cuphead. That's pretty awesome, actually. I can't get over Altair. Like, holy crap. That is so cool. You still like Cuphead got the Sans treatment where it's a lot of detail on him, more so than would just be a regular Mii fighter.
This time,
EXE
we're
was in
releasing
Smash
Cuphead
4. I know X was, but EXE was okay.
And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well.
Altair. I can't get over that.
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo.
Richter and Dark Samus.
The
Dark Samus looks
for
really
Dark
cool.
Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
Literally tomorrow. Okay, so the first fighter pass is done.
And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth.
So I mean, maybe this is good because they front-loaded a ton of
From more than
6 third-party
70
characters that
fighters,
seemed like
only
it wouldn't
5 have been
happen.
added. But I must say,
For more
this
than
game
70
has
that he
always been
considered.
an exceptional experience.
That's crazy.
And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there?
Yes,
When
there
we add a
definitely
new
were.
fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Which is honestly, is really cool they do that because they definitely do not have to. Oh.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Have a look. Okay. Okay, where are we going? Another 5. 11? Another 6 characters? I was like, okay, maybe we'll get like 3,
Looks
another
like there'll be one more
6
fighter than last time.
characters.
For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter
Fighter
Pass
Pack
Volume 2.
2.
It will be available for
Released by
purchase on the date
2021
shelf.
December
Keep an eye out.
31st.
And now
We
that it's
actually have a
official, we
whole
intend to move
another
ahead with development.
year of updates.
Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchased it.
I'll support you, Sakura.
Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided.
Already been decided.
Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm
6
afraid
more
it would be very
characters.
hard to consider them.
Like literally a whole nother year of updates.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it.
December 2021.
We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Okay, there's a bonus.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient
Okay,
soldier
that's
deer
pretty
from
cool.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's not Altair, but that is cool.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
That's kind of funny. I like that. That's a cool reference.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
Yeah, let's go, Sakurai.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
Take your reward. It's fine.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for.
That's kind of funny.
Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is #1.
Let's go, Sakurai.
Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
That's fine. Just is fine. I'll take
I feel
just.
like it's become more than a fighting game. Some sort of celebration.
Yes, yes. This is what Smash is. I'm so glad he's saying it. Like, that's what
Also,
Smash is. And you can tell
I feel
when
a
he
deep
adds some
attachment
stuff.
to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to
Appreciate you,
keep working
Sakurai.
hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's
You
it.
have my vote,
Thank you.
Sakurai. As long as you want to make games. Except Meteos. I never played Meteos, but I'm here. That's so... Okay. 6 more characters. That's kind of insane. That is kind of insane. Like, I could have seen a couple new characters, maybe a few. 6? That's a lot. I thought maybe we get like 3. So final thoughts. I think Byleth is cool. I was not expecting Byleth, obviously. I thought some third party, right? We got Byleth though. But Byleth actually looks really cool. I like they actually took a Fire Emblem character and did what people wanted, and it's not just the sword, it's actually every single weapon type in Fire Emblem, minus magic. But then there's Robin, who is basically all magic. So I think that was a very good way of adding in the 3-house representative and making it really interesting. The stage obviously can't really use it. I'm definitely gonna try out Byleth. They look fun. And 100% 6 characters is insane. That Altair costume. What? Oh, I had to get that. That's the new Me Sword Fighter costume. Altair. Like, what? Like, that was one of my favorite. Like, Assassin's Creed is one of my favorites. Obviously, I like Assassin's Creed 2, so Ezio is, like, way more popular than Altair is, but... And the fact is, they put in, and they said cross Altairs. They didn't use the words Assassin's Creed, which is pretty interesting to me. But that's 100%. You could be an assassin as me, sword fighter. So that's the new costume. Cuphead also looks really cool. Like, I was surprised by Cuphead, but it not makes sense, but you can see it after what happened with Sans. So I thought if we're getting a new Mii costume, there's a chance one will be a like Sans tier, and that was Cuphead this time. So yeah, Byleth is weird. I think the only thing that's weird about Byleth is why was he the last one? I feel like a lot of the gripe is gonna come from the fact that Byleth was the very last one. When after, okay, you start this with Joker. Like, we gotta think about this, right? We did Joker. Let's make sure I don't forget. Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie. Okay, so those 3, in terms of what they mean, is already crazy. Terry is also, I put Terry in that category with those 3, but a lot of people don't know who Terry is. But in terms of like history of Smash Brothers, Sakurai in competitive gaming, Terry is a big thing. Did you think about it? Like, Sakurai played King of Fighters. That's where like short hops, rolls, spot dodges came from King of Fighters. So like, all that stuff is really cool. And then you got these 4, all third party, all different. So everyone thinking, oh, it's gotta be third party. And then all of a sudden, it's Byleth. And it's just like, that throws me for a loop, but the fact is, there are 6 more characters. Who knows what they're gonna do? There's 6 more characters. That's so crazy to me. I mean, a lot of people are gonna be upset. She's like, talk about the announcement of having a 2-to-1 dislike ratio. A lot of people will be upset because it is another Fire Emblem character. And people go like, it's another sword user, which I like that the trailer actually makes a joke about that. And the fact that Byleth uses more than a sword. The thing about it, Byleth has only upward moves. So up B, up air, up tilts, and down tilts, and rapid jab. So, but like most of his kit isn't just a sword. So I think that was a really smart way of doing it. But yeah, I saw Byleth's Nair, and I'm like, yeah, that Nair, I saw it spin, it's like, okay, that's probably going to be really good. Probably going to be good. It seems like a lot of Byleth's moves are kind of slow, but then that Nair is there. Now, that's also true. They also have a whip. So they have a sword that becomes a whip. So they're like Ivy from Soul Calibur. But yeah, I think, overall, I think it's cool. This is gonna be very back and forth. I think a lot of people are not gonna be happy that it's just Byleth, but I think we got a lot for a just Byleth, right? I think we got a lot. So I think it's gonna be really cool. Is that a Byleth figure? This? No, this is a... Speaking of backlog, this is Noctis from Fire Emblem. Jesus. Final Fantasy 15. Look, I haven't slept. This stream has been going on for 10 hours. This is Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. A game that I still need to play. Yeah, I have 3 houses. I got it for Christmas. So soon I was going to play it anyway, but soon enough we'll be doing 3 houses. So we'll be playing through this on stream. It's still wrapped because it'll be unwrapped when we play it. So that'll be happening. Gonna be doing Golden Deer. How many routes I'll do, I don't know. It depends on what comes out around it or what I feel like playing, but I'm definitely gonna do at least Golden Deer playthrough. But yeah, my desk has a bunch of random things. A dragon I got from Chronica. I got a substitute doll from Pokemon Worlds. Shofu gave me this stress relief Pokeball. And the medal for winning the stage show at E3 for Smash. And on the back it says, can you see that well? Yeah, you can see that. So Smash Bros 2018 winner. Which I'm glad I got this. I'm so I walked away without this. And then this, which is a picture Shofu commissioned for my birthday to get a rise out of me, and the artist actually made a poster of it, so it's framed and sitting there. So when people come in and see it, me dabbing with Blaziken and Falco, it's kind of weird, but whatever. Yeah, that's another thing we can talk about before I end. They're definitely putting a lot of time into Ultimate. Like, that thing said, the last character, you either give them till December 31st of 2021. That's over an entire year that they might just keep making characters. That is insane.
This is what you need.